Hello everyone, that started sooner than I expected. I'm just trying to position my camera properly. Welcome to video number 34 of So Sweet Samuel. I think Milo's going to be a pain. He wants to go into the lounge, but I don't want him to go into the lounge this morning. So it's the 12th of February today, so welcome back to my channel, So Sweet Samuel. I'm sorry it's been a long time since my last one, which was the 16th of January, so it's been nearly a month, so I do apologise because I did want these to be more regular. Milo, come away, darling. Come on, come away. And I did intend to be more regular, but it's just been a busy start to this year already, so I can only but apologise. Every time I've sat down to record, things have happened and it's just been a bit manic. I'm going to have to... Milo, why do you want to go in? All right, don't be a menace. Then come back out again. So I've got lots and lots to show you. So you might want to pause the video now and go and get yourself a drink because I'm surrounded by creativity and purchases. So I can see today being a busy video. So yeah, I've got lots to show you today. Lots and lots. So welcome to returning viewers, and a very big welcome and thank you to new people. I've had a lot of new subscribers over the last month or so, so thank you very much for stopping by and coming and joining me on my crazy journey of craft. You're very welcome here. It's lovely to have you all here. It's lovely. So thank you very much. I hope you like what you see. Thank you to everybody that's been leaving me comments on my videos. I do try to respond to everybody's comments. I might initially just send everybody a heart to say I've seen the comments, and then I do go back and respond to everybody's comments when I get 5 minutes to do so. But thank you ever so much. It's lovely to think that people have taken time to sit down and write me a comment, because I know how busy everybody is in life. So thank you ever so much. It really means a lot that you've taken time to spend time, and you know, I'm waffling now. So thank you. So the very first thing I want to show you is, I don't know if I think I flashed you the box at the end of the last video. I brought myself the Cool Crafting Christmas surprise this year. Last year Mark bought it for me. When I say last year, I mean 2022. So this year I mean 2023. You know what I mean. Oh, I just bit my tongue. So Christmas 2023, I brought myself the Christmas surprise, and you don't know what the character is going to be, although my friend Kay, when she got hers, she guessed straight away from the picture on the box because it had pictures of crackers on it, so she knew straight away it was going to be ducks because it said the Christmas Quacker surprise, so she guessed it was going to be ducks. I didn't make that association. So so the surprise this year was to make two characters. There was no clothes. You could normally buy the clothes separately, but if you've been following me for a while, you know I never ever get around to making the clothes. So I think I'd said to myself, if there was clothes, I wasn't going to bother to buy the clothes at that stage. But there wasn't an option to buy clothes anyway. It was just two characters. So it was a mummy and a baby duckling. I can't think now what they were called. I know one was called Orla, but I can't think what the other one was called. So mummy duckling is standard Cool Crafting size, and baby duckling is slightly smaller, but they are just adorable. I absolutely adore their little feet. I think the construction of their feet is super clever. I love them all, but I love the webbed feet. Ever so easy to make. As always, Sarah from Cool Crafting, she really holds your hand with the patterns. Full instructions in the booklet how to make them. You have everything you need to make them. I was missing one eye for baby duckling, but having since made her, I noticed a comment either over the weekend or the end of last week to say one of the tiny eyes had gone inside one of the cottons. So I will have to look in my reels of cotton this afternoon to see if one of the eyes has slipped inside the cotton, because it's quite possible that it has gone inside one of the cottons. But I had some tiny little black eyes, so I will have a look later on just to see if that eye has gone inside there. So if anybody has got these and haven't made them yet, and you are missing an eye, particularly for duckling, because the eyes were so small, it's worth just giving your cottons a little shake. They could have slipped up inside, because I know they did say something else. Was it this? They said something else. Oh no, it was the Toft Advent calendar. I remember them saying something had gone on a wander, but it was inside something else. So these were an absolute joy to make. I am going to make them again for my mum, because my mum is duck crazy. So I'd like to make them either for her birthday, which is unrealistic because it's my mum's birthday in 2 weeks' time. I could do it for 2 weeks, but I want to do some other things. So I think realistically, these might be a Mother's Day gift for my mum, but these are adorable. So all of Luna's clothes will fit Duckling. Obviously she will look better, will fit Duck. Obviously she will look better in dresses because of her tail. Duckling, she will be a bit harder to dress because obviously she is a smaller character. But apparently Mousel, if anybody has got Mousel, the Dickensian box, one of the outfits for one of the little mice, for one of the mice children, something that one of the children wears will fit her, or you could just knit her or crochet her a little cape or something. I have brought the Dickensian kit because I fell in love with that, and I'm going away this weekend with a group of crafty friends. And that is on the agenda to start that, because that is absolutely beautiful. I haven't brought that over with me today to show you because this is going to be quite a long video, and chances are you'd fall asleep if I brought absolutely everything with me today. But that is on the agenda to be made. But I do absolutely love these. These are just so cute. They're just gorgeous. I just love them. Samuel hasn't claimed these yet, but I do think he wants them. So I've got a feeling he would like a pair of ducklings as well, or ducks and ducklings. So they are super cute. All hand stitched as always. This weekend when I go away and start making the Mousel family, and I want to make a donkey for a friend as well, I might break my rules and make some of the larger parts, of probably the body, just for speed. I might whiz around on the machine purely for speed. But I will see. I did actually, did I do it with these? Yes, I photocopied all my pattern pieces before I started these. I always photocopy my pattern pieces. Photocopied all my pattern pieces, and I stuck these all onto card and then cut them out. But when I was in Hobbycraft the other week, and they're over there, so I will show you next time, they had some special plastic, and it looked very similar to milk bottle plastic, and it was quite expensive. It was £4.25 for a pack of 2 sheets, and they were slightly smaller than an A4, I would say. But the idea being you could draw on it, and I brought some fine tip Sharpies, and I drew on this plastic, and it was clear plastic. I drew on it, I traced all the pattern pieces for the Mousel characters, and I traced all the pattern pieces onto this clear plastic, and then I've cut them all out, and I'm going to use those now as my templates. And I checked you could pin through it. That was the idea, that you could trace pattern pieces onto this plastic. And then I was looking at the milk bottles and thinking, I wonder if you were to wash those out and cut them and squash them flat, whether you could use those as plastic for templates. I wonder if anybody's done that, because I had a look online to buy this plastic. To buy exactly the same plastic from Amazon was more expensive than from Hobbycraft. And then the only other kind of plastic they had was the plastic to go through the machines to make that you would use in a, is it a cricket or the cutting machines. That was the only other kind of plastic I could see, which obviously would be far too thin. So I'll show you that plastic next time, because I've kept a little piece of it as like a large piece, because I had a little square left. But it's over there now. I've got too much to show you anyway, so I will show you that next time. But I just wondered if anybody else has used anything different. But then I was thinking of milk bottles, obviously cheaper and recycling. I like to sort of recycle things because it looks the same kind of thickness. And obviously it's free, isn't it? You've already bought that and you're just recycling it. So I was kind of like thinking of using that. We'll see. My next finished object is Foxy. Now I think I showed you him previously in pieces to be sewn together. His head's a bit floppity doppity. Now I bought this as a kit from Ali Pali in October, but I only started knitting him in the new year. He was lovely to knit. He's all garter stitch and it's all knit in pieces and then all sewn together. He was absolutely lovely to knit. Now when I fell in love with him, I've spoken about him previously to say I absolutely fell in love with him at Ali Pali, and for Christmas I was lucky enough to be brought the Foxy book, Foxy and Friends book from Amazon. This is written by Danielle Taylor and Venice Shon. And when I fell in love with him at Ali Pali, the reason why I fell in love with him was because, let me see if I can find the picture. He was sat in his armchair, which is knitted, with his little basket of knitting, and he had his little knitting sample with him, and he had his, I don't know if you've able to see this, he had his little knitted hot water bottle with him, and on his lap he also had his little knitted patchwork blanket, and he just spoke to me sitting in his little armchair with his knitting, his hot water bottle and his patchwork blanket, and he just spoke to me and he said, "Please Lindsay, please can I come home with you?" And I was just like, oh my goodness, you are just the most adorable thing ever. So I brought the kit. I couldn't buy the book then because she had sold out. We went on the Sunday, which I believe was the final day. I think the show started on the Thursday and we went on the Friday. So we went on the final day. Is that what I'm looking for? Yeah. So I then asked for this book as a Christmas present, and I got it for Christmas. And I'm halfway through knitting this dressing gown. Samuel's picked purple for the dressing gown, and I'm halfway through knitting his little crochet blanket, little knitted patchwork blanket. So it's just, oh that's no good, is it, that way up? It's all just knitted in strips. I thought I'd done 3 strips. So it's all just knitted in strips. I think I've got another strip there, and it's just knitted. They recommend the little Rico Rumi balls. So lovely Leah, Kay's daughter, and the lovely Edna's granddaughter, has given me, over the last year, she's given me lots of these balls of Rico Rumi, and I've brought lots as well. So everything in the book is knitted out of Rico Rumi. So I'm just randomly just going through. I'm not very good. I'm terrible at being random and not coordinated. I'm sure I've done 3 strips. I must have another strip upstairs. But I'm just going through and I'm just knitting the strips of the blanket, and then I'll just stitch them together. So I'm halfway through his blanket, but the reason I didn't want to knit him was I didn't want to have him finished for ages and have nothing to wear and nothing to cuddle. And then I've also been on Temu, I think it's called, and I bought some little accessories for him. So he's got a little knitting sample, he's got a little basket to put his little skeins of wool in. What else has he got? I've got him a little pizza box, a little selection of cakes, but I've got a feeling they're too small. And I've also got him, because there's everything in this book, it's fantastic. I've also got him a little camping set, because one of the pictures here, let me find it, shows him going camping, and he's got a little kettle thing and his tent and his lamp. So you can knit his tent, you can knit hold on, sorry, you can knit his little sleeping bag and his little beanie. You can knit his little tent. So you can knit absolutely everything. And although Foxy is a boy, I think he wants to become a girl, because he loves all the girls' dresses. I mean, look, for Christmas, he's got a little Christmas tree, which I can use the tree that I got from Paula last year in my Advent set. There's a little stocking, and I think actually a lot of these clothes would actually fit the little bear that Paula made me, so I might be able to dress my bear as well. But the other characters are in here. So you've got, does it tell me on the back? No. So you've got the raccoon, you've got the teddy bear, the raccoon, the cat, the dog, and the polar bear. So I was thinking of knitting the cat, which is this grey one here, to be his friend. But then I was concerned in case the fox ate the cat. I was a bit concerned about that. So then I thought about knitting the polar bear, because I was thinking obviously a polar bear could probably defend itself a bit more from the fox, the way my brain works. But there they are, dressed. But see, the cat is dressed as a girl, Foxy is dressed as a boy, and the polar bear is dressed as a boy. Samuel wants me to knit them all eventually, which I probably will do eventually. But this book is absolutely gorgeous. The photography in this book is just beautiful. Every time you look through here, you see something else. Like, look at that picture for Christmas with the little sleigh, and they're pulling their Christmas tree along, and Foxy's even got his little colour work mittens on, and oh my goodness, it is just absolutely gorgeous. And then there's a picture here, sorry, there's somewhere here, and they go to the cafe. Look, they're in the cafe here, and they're being served by the barista, and they're sitting there having tea and cakes. And the dog, I can't remember what the dog's called, but he's got his little yoga mat because he's going off to yoga, and he's got his hoodie on, and oh my goodness, oh, Banjo, the dog's called. Just the attention to detail. Foxy and Sasha have gone off on holiday, so it's even got a little camera. It is honestly, every time you look through this book, you just see something different. It is absolutely stunning, this book. So you can buy, if you go onto Etsy and you Google Fox in the City, Fox /in.the/city, I'll leave a link, or foxinthecityknits.etsy.com. You're about to find all the kits, and you can buy the kits to knit all the characters, and then I think you can probably buy the kits to knit all the clothes as well. or you can buy the book and knit from the book. But I will leave a link in my description box below, and you can go onto Etsy and buy everything you would need to knit the characters. She's also got an Instagram site, she's got a Facebook site as well. Another thing I have virtually finished, I think I've got a few more stitches to do. My lovely friend Gina sent me this little tiny project bag the other week as a little gift. Her daughter made this on her cutting machine. And I just keep this in my handbag actually. When I've been waiting for Samuel, I used to take something different all the time to wait for Samuel, and I decided, oh, that's ridiculous, every day having to think of something. Not every day, it's only pick him up from school on a Thursday and Friday. And so I've just decided I just keep a little diddy, tiny cross stitch in my bag, in there, and it's always in my bag. And I've just finished off this little tiny cross stitch that you get from Hobbycraft, you know, the little diddy ones. This was actually in a project in a Christmas Eve cast on box. I've just casted on the wool this week to knit a pair of socks, and this was in there as a little treat. So I've just been working on this in the car, which has been lovely just to get my hand back into some cross stitch. So I'm going to be doing these throughout the year now, because this is just ideal. A little project that I've always got in the car, or always got in my handbag. So that's ideal. And then the next one I'm going to do is this little gonk. It's quite Eastery, this little Easter gonk that I'm going to do, that I just brought in Hobbycraft last year sometime. I went into Hobbycraft last week to get something, and I had a look to see if they had any more of those, and they didn't. I was quite disappointed actually, because I think they used to be in a little bin by the door for like £1, and they didn't have any. But when we were away this weekend, because it was Rupert's christening, and I did manage to get some. Well, I'd got this in Hobbycraft. This is the only one I managed to get, and I think this was about £3.50. It's a little cupcake cross stitch. So I'm going to have that in the car to do at some point. But while we were away this weekend, I went into a charity shop and I got this brand new little blue tick cross stitch. I thought that's quite sweet. That's 13 by 13, so that's larger. So that'll keep me quiet for a while. And then we found a lovely wool shop, and I've got this little daffodil one. Oh, this is the same. This is 13 by 13. I love daffodils. They're probably they are one of my favourite flowers, that and lilies. So I got that one. And then I got this. This is the same size, 13 by 13, and some little strawberries. And I thought both of those would look nice attached to the front of a project bag, nice spring project bag and a summery project bag. So both of those, when I finish, I'll do my gonk one next. Both of those will then end up in my gorgeous little pouch from Gina. So they'll be done. And then I also just, in the same wool shop, I also picked up a little piece of Ada, which 45 by 30, and it's a 14 count Ada. And I thought I can do my own little cross stitches. I said to you before, I used to do cross stitches all the time. So I thought I can cut that and do my own cross stitches. And then my lovely friend Kay, I was feeling not very well last week. Last Monday I went for acupuncture, drove all the way up to acupuncture, like half an hour away for acupuncture. I got there and he said, oh no, we're not going to do it. It's not working, so we're not carrying on. So I was really disappointed. He said, you just got to wait now for your injection. And if the injection is only, what did he call it? He said it was a diagnostic injection I'm waiting for. I've been waiting since at least last August, if not before. He said this is a diagnostic injection. When you have the injection done, we'll phone you up a couple of days afterwards, and even if the injection has worn off, you need to tell us whether you've had any relief from this injection at all. Even if you've only had 2 or 3 days relief, you need to tell us you've had 2 or 3 days relief, because that's fine. That's what we're looking for. And then you'll go back on the waiting list to have another injection. He said, I'm not sure if that's to freeze the nerve or burn the nerve, and then you'll get some relief for a period of time, and then, you know, and then you'll just have to keep having these injections. So this injection I'm waiting for isn't a long-term injection, it's just a bit of time. Let me just see what Milo's doing. Milo, get down, off. It's on the back of the sofa, hold on. Get down, off. Good boy, out. Not sitting up there. Good boy. Why are you being a good boy? So I was feeling really fed up with myself, and I wasn't feeling very well at all. So my lovely friend Kay sent me this beautiful little felt doggy from Corinne Lapierre. So I'm going to take that away with me as well this weekend. So we're going away. There's 8 of us going away this weekend. And I've done some Corinne Lapierre felt projects before. So I'm going to take that away to do. So that's lovely. So that little snowman cross stitch came in. Now I want to say Giddy Yarns. Let me just have a bit of my tea, otherwise this is going to be stone cold. I want to say it came from Giddy Yarns, but I'm really not sure. I had a Christmas Eve cast on, and I'm sure it was Giddy Yarns, but if anybody else had it, let me know. And the theme was snowman. So it came with a little mini, which is this greeny colour, and then the main skein was like this speckly blues and greens. So I finished this off yesterday coming home from the christening. We were up in Suffolk for Rupert's christening. So I've done sock number 1, which is lovely. It's just a plain vanilla. That's all I wanted to do, just a shorty sock. I casted on 60 stitches. I think I did 14 rounds for the rib on 60 stitches, and then I believe I did 25 rounds for the leg. I did a slip stitch heel, flap and gusset, and then I knitted 6.5, well just over 6.5 inches for the foot, and then I did I've no idea what toe I did, but it's the one I always do. If anybody wants to know, let me know, but I've no idea. I think it could be an umbrella toe, but I've no idea. But I love that toe. It's ever so quick to do. Literally, it's a really quick toe, 20 minutes and that toe's done. So I will cast on the other sock today. So that's a sock finished. Let me just have a bit more of that tea because it's really nice. Do you like my coaster? I brought this in Yorkshire last summer. Doesn't that look like Milo? It didn't have a pink collar on. Actually, we brought 4 of them. 2 had pink collars on and 2 had blue collars on. But the ones we gave to people that had blue collars on, they were convinced it was Milo. I'm sure he went off and did a little bit of modelling somewhere. So that's my sock. So I'm sure that was from Giddy Yarns, but if anybody else had that, let me know. So works in progress. I had started my little doggy coat, so I'm still doing that. I'm still doing my jumper. I've started the back now, because on this pattern you did the front first, which is a bit unusual, isn't it? You normally start with the back first. So I'm doing that. I'm doing the little Foxy blanket. I treated myself to the Herkle Durkle yarn by the gorgeous Gaynor from Tales from Cuckoo Land. It's absolutely beautiful. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this. I could quite happily Herkle Durkle all the time. Does anybody else buy this? She had initially only made up 20 skeins, and I think at the last count they had sold 417 of these. I didn't get a winning one, unfortunately. But yeah, I absolutely love this. Don't know what I'm going to knit. I dare say it's going to end up as socks as well. Most of my yarn ends up as socks. Did I tell you I subscribed to Beehive Yarns? My first skein of wool arrived from Beehive Yarn.